What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with some more fantasy football content, bringing you a 2 QB mock draft. The last one did super well. Wanted to bring some more 2 QB mocks to the channel, get that stuff out there for you guys. So, yeah, typical league format. We're drafting from the 10 spot in a 12-team league, half-point PPR, 2 quarterbacks, and 1 flex with 2 running backs and 2 receivers. So, let's hop right into it. Let's see. So it started off Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Kyler Murray. So we have 4 QBs off to start the draft already. Honestly, Dak being drafted is a huge bummer for me. I would love to grab him. A lot of quarterbacks I still like on the board, and I'm not sure if I'm really ready to spend that top 10 pick on Lamar this year. I'm all in on Lamar being a top 5 quarterback, but I just don't know if I'm really ready to spend that kind of capital on him. I'm honestly not that big of a Saquon Barkley guy. I'm actually going to take Ezekiel Elliott here. Um, if I knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing for the Packers, I would have Devonta Adams probably here. But I'm going to take Ezekiel Elliott. I think he'll have a huge bounce back season. And I'll link a video here about the bounce back I think the entire Cowboys offense can have, and I want to talk about Ezekiel Elliott in there as well. So I'm going to take Ezekiel with my first pick, get a running back, short wait when I pass on QB. So now I can take Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, or Aaron Rodgers if I wanted to take a quarterback. Honestly, none of those really jump out at me too much. With Zeke, I think I'm going to take Travis Kelce. Honestly, I think he gives me a positional advantage. Obviously, that tight end spot that's just so big. I can snag that in the second round. Um, I'd love to do that. Again, if Devonta Adams, if I knew Rodgers was going to be playing, probably take him. Same thing with Aaron Jones, but I don't. So I'm going to take Kelce. We're going to lock in this tight end, and we're going to hope that we can get some solid quarterbacks still a little bit later in this draft. Obviously, a lot of them are going to go between now and then, but hopefully there'll still be some solid ones. So let's see who we got left. So Tom Brady's still on the board, Ryan Tannehill, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. So I definitely want to snag one of these guys, one of these top guys. And I'm honestly, I really want to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I did a video on why he thought he would be a breakout as well. I'll leave a link to that above. But at the same time, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Clyde, and I'm gonna hope I either get Tom Brady or Ryan Tannehill on the turn, and we're just gonna see how this team starts out with taking 3 skill players their first picks. I really like our running backs. I love our tight end spot though. Okay, so none of those guys went, so I'm going to take Tom Brady. I think with all the weapons that he has, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski. He was so good in his first season in Tampa Bay, threw 40 touchdowns. If you look at quarterbacks in Bruce Arians' system, they typically take a huge leap in their second year. Tom Brady himself said there were points in the season where he wasn't understanding the system really right. I think a lot of that gets ironed out in year 2. He can hit the ground really running and put together a pretty phenomenal season. So I'm going to take Tom Brady here with my 4th-round pick, lock him in as my first quarterback taken, and we'll hope that I can get another solid QB later. And I don't mind getting one stud. I really believe in Brady this year, so I don't mind getting one guy like that as my QB1 and then kind of playing the field a little bit for that QB2 because it is a position where you can find guys that are going to be able to contribute, like taking shots. I love taking shots on guys down here like Jameis at 26, Sam Darnold, guys like that, Carson Wentz, another guy I like to take shots on. Just because I think they have a lot of upside and who knows what they're going to be like. So yeah, Amari Cooper's still on the board here, and it's a really easy pick for me, honestly. I get to take my first wide receiver in the 5th round, and it's Amari Cooper, so I'll take him, a no-brainer, I feel like. And then we'll see. So I'm a little tempted to take Carson Wentz here, although honestly, I wouldn't mind if I could get somebody even like a Ryan Fitzpatrick to fill in as my QB2 and then take a shot at another guy later. So I'm going to take Cooper Kupp here. I just love his touchdown potential. I feel like you got to draft guys with the touchdown potential of Cooper Kupp in these middle rounds if you want to, have that chance of exploding and really taking over. He plays that big slot role in that Rams offense. So I'm going to take him and really fill out my starting lineup outside of that quarterback spot and flex spot, obviously. But like, I really like where I'm at running back, wide receiver, and tight end wise. I feel like I've got 5 studs and Tom Brady. So, so Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, Ryan Fitzpatrick were all taken at QB between those 2 picks. So let's see who we have still available. Baker is still on the board. Not super all in on Baker, I guess you could say. Daniel Jones, Tua, Ben Roethlisberger, Derek Carr. Probably did like Derek Carr out of all those guys. Justin Fields obviously is a rushing upside. Honestly, the guy I like the most out of the list is Jameis, but I'm going to try to snag him as my 3rd quarterback. With this pick, I'm between either taking Cortland Sutton or Chase Edmonds probably, or Raheem Mostert to try to fill that flex spot and then snagging another quarterback in the next round. Looking at who we've got, I think I'm going to take Raheem Mostert. I think he has a ton of potential this year. I'll draft him as my flex, lock him in there, and we'll see what quarterbacks are available. 2 QB, so Daniel Jones and Baker Mayfield went. I was not going to draft either of them, so that's fine with me. I'll take Derek Carr here, get him as my QB2. He was pretty solid last year. I think people don't realize just how solid Derek Carr was for fantasy. A lot of pretty solid games. You got to hope Henry Ruggs gets better. I feel like John Brown is an upgrade over Nelson Aguilar, and he could fill that role. So I feel like their receiving core is pretty solid. When you put Darren Waller in there, I mean, not solid, but it has room to improve at least from where Derek Carr was at last year. And like I said, I thought he was not bad last year. So I'll take him, lock him as my QB2. A little bit weak at the quarterback spots, but if I could find someone just to really just fill that second quarterback spot and be solid every week, give me close to 20 points a game, I'll be just fine, honestly. So taking a look at who's still available, I'm going to take Devonta Smith here. Absolutely love the talent, love the situation that he went to. Jalen Hurts, a quarterback he's played with before. I don't think that gives him a huge advantage necessarily, but I do think, like, chemistry-wise, because it was so long ago. But I do think that the draft capital and the situation he's going to, he's going to get a ton of targets in year 1. Okay, so we're really getting up on it. I'm going to take Jameis Winston here. I just feel like whoever the quarterback is for the New Orleans Saints is going to be pretty fancy productive. We saw what Jameis did in Tampa Bay. I'm willing to take a flyer on Jameis in that Saints offense. He's got LASIK. You give him Sean Payton. I mean, some things could happen. We could get some famous Jameis run around with some crab legs. You never know. So I'm going to draft him as a 3rd quarterback, and I really like the depth that gives him. I feel like he's just a big upside pick. Could potentially, be a top 12 quarterback. I could stick in that second quarterback spot and really turn that position into a strength. Looking at who is available still, Cam Newton's pretty far down here, honestly, too, for his rushing capabilities. I could also take Taysom Hill and just lock up the New Orleans quarterback as my second quarterback, and you probably do pretty well. Like I said, I think whoever is a quarterback there is going to produce. Okay, I'm going to take Mike Williams with this next pick. Think he's got a ton of potential. Love him still love his talent. Think he's playing with a super talented quarterback in Justin Herbert, and I just want to invest in that offense. Get guys from it. I think Mike Williams, like I said, super talented, and is playing with a baller like Justin Herbert at quarterback. So some great things could happen for him. Looking at who is still available, Jamal Williams is somewhat interesting to me. I think he'll get a good amount of work. Just because I think that Detroit is playing to run the ball a lot. But again, they're going to be probably pretty awful. Daryl Henderson, too, I think is not a bad pick at this point in the draft. Latavius Murray's still out there as well. Definitely, but I might snag another quarterback probably as well. I think I'm going to take... this is a tough one. I'll take Daryl Henderson. And just because there's a chance, Cam Akers is a little bit more of a timeshare, and Daryl Henderson could have some big games, and I'll find that out very quickly, and I could cut him if he's not. So we'll see who is still available. Yeah, I'd like to get at least one more quarterback. So Taysom Hill on the board. Cam Newton's still out there. I do think Mac Jones could win that job, but he also couldn't, And then I saw Cam Newton has a ton of rushing upside. That's really what you should be looking for in quarterbacks. I'm going to take him here. Hopefully there's a wide receiver I can get that comes back around and he does. I'm going to take Mecole Hardman. I've been drafting this guy a ton all year. We've been hearing a bunch of reports coming out lately about how good he's looking as a player. And again, he has an opportunity to fill that number 2 receiver role in that Kansas City Chiefs offense. That can be very lucrative. He's a super fast guy. Obviously, we've seen what Tyreek Hill has been able to do. Not saying he's a Tyreek Hill, but I'm just saying he could get some deep shots and really make himself fantasy relevant. I think I'm like 100 targets, honestly. Very fantasy relevant, in my opinion. Okay, so taking a look at who's still available, Kenneth Gainwell in Philadelphia. He's somewhat interesting just because I think he's a really talented player. Chuba Hubbard in Carolina. If what's his face is going to go down, I'm going to draft Javian Hawkins though from Atlanta. Really like this guy. Think he has a chance to win that job in Atlanta. And yeah, I love the talent there. I know he's a rookie. I just think I'm gonna take the shot on him. Go for it. And I'll take John Brown's Vegas offense. Create that stack with Derek Carr if I want it. And like I said, I think he's better than Nelson Aguilar is, and I think he'll get to fill a very similar role to him last year. And you hope that Henry Ruggs can step up a little bit, but I don't think anyone's anticipating him to fill that wide receiver 1 role unless he takes a huge leap. But yeah, let's take a look at the team. Tom Brady, Derek Carr, Ezekiel Elliott, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce, Raheem Mostert for my starting lineup. Pretty solid. And then on the bench, we got Devonta Smith, Jameis Winston, Mike Williams, Daryl Henderson, Cam Newton, Mecole Hardman, Javian Hawkins, John Brown to round it out. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to stick around for more videos, and hit any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll respond. As always, let me know what's going on in your guys' leagues. Any help you guys need, let me know. I can help. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, this is Fantasy Joe.